guys, welcome to our video. Now, I really thought we'd be doing this in a different perspective. I thought we'd have at least a good performance to evaluate, but that's definitely not been the case, as we all know. Only positive is this kit. I mean, it just arrived and I have to say, really nice kit, and if only our season could reflect how this kit looks. Anyway, moving on to the game, we thought after the Newcastle game, granted, they're nowhere near the level that Spurs are at, but it was our first win of the season, something to build on. Spurs recently have had pretty poor form, so we thought for us it'd be something we could try and exploit, but as we've shown from the first 10 minutes, we couldn't do that. Now, set pieces is something which is alien for us to concede last season, but it's been the norm this year, which is, one of the many worrying things we've had to deal with. But to concede it to a fullback who's something like 5'9" is another point entirely. To be at least in highest confidence we've had all season for the first time in a long time, and to start the game like that is just absolutely atrocious. We can't be doing that. Bogle, for all the good work he's done recently, to just not mark his man and for him to just slot it away easily, it's just very poor from us. And Norwood, who was on the post, just getting off the post just as the ball was going in. Why go off the post if you're on there anyway? And if he was, I'm sure he would have cleared off the line. Ramsdale didn't cover himself in glory. There's kind of flapping around the box and around the line when it went in. So 3 people at fault there, I have to say. And yeah, very, very poor start. Then they get the goal, and Mourinho is very good at defending with his teams. We've known that from all the teams he's managed over the years. No different today. Even though we dominated a bit in the game, that was more to them just letting us do that because of the quality they had. And that was shown because all they had to do was just try and stop our build-up play, which was done when Norwood had a poor turn and just dispossessed of the ball and straight away to Kane. We know what he can do with the ball, we know how he finishes, and he just did it so easily. Disgraceful goals conceded, to be honest. When you think how we've had a season with low confidence, that wasn't confidence, just a lack of desire, and that was really worrying today because we had to build on something, even if it was, like I said, a defeat, but a promising one, something to build on for the next few games. So, even if we were to go down, we can go out down in pride, but these aren't performances we want no matter what happens this season, because we just don't want to be shameful, and this is really what this performance was. But yes, then the goal goes in, it's 2-0, and you can kind of see it written on the tin. Mourinho loves a 2-0 win. You thought that was it, and this is where it gets worse because we do get the goal back, and McGoldrick with a great header. Best player of the season. He's been unlucky to be in this team because he's been the shining light, and definitely our player of the season. He's just been unlucky that he's having a great season this year. Compared to last year, only got 2 goals in 1 game, so fair play to him. Just got to hope he carries on playing. He's getting to 33, 34, so pending retirement, I think if he were to go down the Championship and he stayed with us, I'm sure he could do a job at that level. Plus, you're not going to want to retire no matter how tired you are finishing on a season like this, no matter who you are. So let's hope he stays. But yep, he gets the goal, and you think for a minute we're finally back in the game. Only for a few minutes afterwards, concede once again. Criminal from us, and it was so poor. I mean, the goal itself was good, but I think in fairness, he had nothing else on, so it was what he was going to do, and he executed it perfectly, so fair play. But Norwood once again just dispossessed of the ball. In fairness to him, I don't know if it was Ampadu with a poor pass more than his touches, but still, if Ampadu realises there's 3 men around him, why pass it to him? And if he thinks he can take it on, then why is he not doing it? Very poor once again, and it's just reflective of our season. Then for the next few 10 minutes, they sort of shut the shop and kept us quiet. Nothing really happened in the game. Sharp came on, made a difference, threw his weight around, and it did help us, at least be a bit more positive, have a few more chances. Not enough to get a goal, and that's how the game stood, and very disappointing. You thought we started to build on, like I've said a few times in this video, and it really should have been, even if we'd lost. But like I said, it was 2-1. It was 2-1 at some point in the game. You just wish that we'd pushed on. We could have had half an hour where even if we didn't score, have a few chances and have a bit of a boost to move on to the next game. Come up against Man United, who are going to be playing Liverpool now. If they win today, go top of the league, and not what we want after today to be top of the league. Then we've got Man City after that, who aren't far behind them. We could really see a slump of confidence hit an all-time low once again. The only silver lining being we've got Plymouth in the Cup, who may be getting win against them could boost it once again, but I wouldn't really count my chickens on that one. And in terms of Tottenham, I think they look pretty good today. Of course, like I said, did a job on us very well. We've got great players like Son and Kane, but is that going to be enough for them to win the league? I don't think so. I think a top 4 finish is what they're going to get this season. I think they need players to sort of build on more consistent levels, and they probably need an extra defender as well as probably another winger. They obviously want to win trophies, and being in the Carabao Cup final was definitely on course to do that. Still on a cup run as well, so I'm sure that's probably their aim for this season, and more likely for title charge next year. I think you just got to ask yourself, where do we go from here, which is the thing I've said a lot, and I think a lot of us do say to ourselves. For me, I think the formation just got to stick with because it's what the players know, and in fairness, to get us a win this season. I mean, there's some players who I think you can't really fault. I mean, midfield, I think you can fault them this season for how they've done, but Fleck today did quite well, I think. Burke and McGoldrick have been very good all season, given it their all. With Burke, you get desire, drive, and an outlet, but you don't really get a finish. So I don't know if Bruce should replace him. I think Stevens really had an opportunity today to prove why he should be back in the team. He did not take that chance whatsoever. Didn't really do badly, but definitely didn't do how well he should have done to get into the team. Osborne looks clear of him for now, I have to say. The defence, what can I say? I mean, definitely not great. They weren't the worst performers of the game at the same time. It was only one performance, but still, I don't really think Norwich will play next game. He's got experience, obviously, but if we're going to be playing it in the middle of the park to him and he's going to be dispossessed. I mean, Tottenham's one thing with signing Kane, where you think, with the pace that they have with Rashford, the clinicalness for Cavani, Fernandes, Martial against Man U, we can't afford to be dispossessed of the ball once again. Same with Man City, they have clinical pace as well and just clinical players. So, and Paddy in the middle and Brian on the left side, I mean, that's what we did in the last half an hour, so maybe we're preparing for that. I really don't know where we go from here, to be honest, because it really could go from bad to worse. And I think at least the scoreline did flatter us a bit, and maybe that will give us a hand and confidence, but I really don't know what to expect now. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Maybe I'm being a bit too harsh because it was Tottenham, and maybe that's a positive way of looking at it, but I don't think I am. I think it was a real missed opportunity today. And until next time, guys, take it easy. All the best. Up the blades, and until next time.